Welcome to this week's video, and this week I'm showing you how to upgrade your Samsung Book 5 Pro SSD. So I recently just picked mine up, and as you can see it shows 256 gig. Mine is less due to the system, and let's be honest, in this day and age that is ridiculous. So we're going to need to open up the Book Pro itself, so we'll just flip it over, and then in the corner just get a flathead screwdriver and very carefully pop these feet off. So they just clip in, they're just hard rubber, they're not stuck on by anything sticky. Then you just need to get a Phillips head screwdriver and then remove the 4 screws. Then this bit's the slightly tougher bit, so you just need to get a plastic prier and very carefully start peeling off the back. What you need to remember is this is a very thin laptop. You don't want to be putting any pressure on the screen itself as you're going to cause damage. So just try and work your way around the edge, just keep pushing it as best you can. Clip up and then move along. Pry it along the bottom and then finally it'll all release and then we can lift it away. And then in the middle you can see there's our SSD that we want to swap over. So first thing you need to do is lift up this battery connector. You don't want to cause any potential shorts, so that lifts up and away. Now we can do some work. So this is the SSD that we want to swap over. So there's one screw that needs to be removed and then it just very carefully wiggles out. And I was a little bit disappointed when I removed it because I was hoping that there'd be another screw to put in a smaller one. So to the right there's actually a spare bay. So this is the SSD that I'm going to insert. It's a 512 gig. I removed it from a Steam Deck when I upgraded last. So this just pops into the side there, but very strangely there doesn't seem to be any kind of screw hole for it to go in, which I find very strange. So I'm going to put this SSD back in, the 2561, and then I'm going to come with some Kapton tape and place it over the top and the bottom of this side SSD, so hopefully there won't be any movement. And then I'm going to plug the battery back in and then we'll pop the back on as well. Just very carefully push it around the edge. Don't push down too hard because, as I said before, the screen and the laptop itself is very thin and you don't want to be pushing through and damaging the screen itself. So open it up sometimes might work a little bit better. So work your way around the edge, pushing all the edges, pushing all the corners, try not to push down on the screen. And now we'll fire it up, so we'll turn it back on. This was another reason I didn't want to swap it for a cheaper SSD, because the speed on this one is very good. It boots up within seconds. And then we'll go to my PC, and then as you can see we've got the main SSD, and now we've got an additional one, 512 one. So we can use this one to be storing a lot more stuff on there. Then just pop your 4 screws back in, put your rubber covers on, and then you're all done. So originally I wanted to install a new hard drive and then install a fresh version of Windows on it. That obviously is not what I'm going to do now because I don't have an SSD to replace it with of the correct size. But this is just a quick section to show you how you could have upgraded it yourself. So again, I'll leave the link in the description. What you want to do is go on here and then download this version of Windows. And then just follow the instructions. Because I'm creating this on another laptop, you don't want to create it for that laptop, you want to make sure it's created for a fresh laptop. And then we want to click on the USB flash drive, as this is the easier one to do, and then just click through. Make sure you click the right drive that it will write to, and then you just need to leave it. This normally takes around about 20-30 minutes to write, and then you create a USB flash drive. And then what you'd simply do is you put your new blank SSD into the laptop, press F2 to turn it on, and then this will boot you into the BIOS, boot from the flash drive itself, and then this will install Windows. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.